Wow, it's so amazing. Who made this?
No one made it.
What are you talking about? Please tell me who made it.
No one made it. It just happened by chance.
You think I'm a fool? The person who made this is a genius. It's so great. Who on earth made this?
Hey, this is just a small model of the huge universe. You believe that this model was definitely made by someone? Then, look at the huge universe, which is the reality of this model. Do you think it happened by chance?
Hello everyone! I'm the Earth where 7 billion people live. Seeing me from space is so beautiful. Maybe it is because there is life on the Earth. There are millions of different kinds of living things, including humans. Then, how can so many living things live on the Earth? It is because the universe's order is organized in a very elaborate and meticulous way. You may not know it, but I do activities regularly every day according to a precise schedule. Let me tell you my daily routine. I revolve around the axis of rotation once every 24 hours. It changes day and night so that living things are active and can rest. Its axis of rotation is tilted by 23.5 degrees, causing it to change from spring to summer, autumn, and winter every time I revolve around the sun. Depending on the region, the temperature is different. But the seawater and the air circulate evenly throughout the body. So my body temperature is moderate with an average of 15 degrees Celsius. I am over 10,000 kilometers in diameter. The moon revolves around me. The moon, which is about a quarter of my body, is quite large for a satellite, so it affects me a lot in various ways. Thanks to this friend, there is a high tide and a low tide, and my day is set for 24 hours. So I am peacefully running in space on a pretty tight schedule between the sun and the moon. What would happen if this, our daily life, was in disorder? What if I leave the place where I am now, or do activities a little differently than I do now? You may think, what might happen? Then, let's imagine. The first imagination. I am the third planet to revolve around the sun. But what if I come a little closer to the sun? Do you remember the distance from the sun to the Earth? It was about 150 million kilometers. It is beyond the reality. Since the unit of measure is too big, let's call it 1 astronomical unit. Shall we get a little closer to the sun from this distance? Oh! It's too hot. It's so hot that all the seawater evaporates into space. What if we get closer? Then the whole surface melts like this. What would happen if we are farther away from the sun? Achoo! It's too cold. Both the sea and the land froze. All living things on the earth consist of more than 60% of water. So, if all the water evaporates or freezes, no living thing can survive. So the distance between me and the sun is just perfect. We are as close as much as we are perfect. 150 million kilometers. We shouldn't be closer or farther away from each other. The second imagination. I have many friends in the solar system. Among them, there are big friends. They are Jupiter and Saturn. But what if there were no big friends? Or there was only one big friend? Then a huge meteorite would have fallen on me. You know, big friends like Jupiter and Saturn are strong. So they pull in meteorites coming from outside. If they weren't here, I would have already been shattered by a big meteorite. Do you think it's better to have more? No, it's not. What if there were 3 big friends? These friends are so strong that when there are 3, big things will happen. Pushed and pulled by each other's power, I can be sucked into the sun. Or thrown out of the solar system. I only need 2 big friends to be here right now. The third imagination. What will happen if I were a little bigger than I am now? Do you think it would be possible for more people and living things to live? Is that so?
Oh, let me explain that. I'm a scholar and I'm studying the Earth. Are you curious about what will happen if the Earth becomes bigger than it is now? What would happen to the amount of matter that is mass that makes up the Earth? As its size increases, its mass also increases, right? However, there is one thing to consider when the mass increases. There is a force of attraction between objects that have mass. This force is called universal gravitation. It was discovered by Newton while studying the force of an apple falling. The Earth revolves around the Sun, and the Moon revolves around the Earth without going away because of this gravitational pull. the gravitational force is proportional to the mass of the two bodies and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Gravity, the force that the Earth pulls on objects, is also universal gravitation. So, if the Earth gets bigger than it is now, the gravitational pull between the Earth and the object will increase. In other words, gravity gets stronger. What would happen if Earth's gravity increases? Since the Earth's pulling force is so great, it will be difficult to walk and fly. And the water level along the xylem of plants will be lower than it is now, so the plants will grow on the ground. Also, water vapor won't rise to the sky, so clouds will be less likely to form. Then, the meteorological phenomenon, such as rain and atmospheric circulation, will not actively take place, so the temperature of the Earth cannot be kept constant as it is now. In addition, if the gravitational pull increases, it keeps the air from going out into space. Then, ammonia, hydrogen, and helium, which are harmful to living things, will also come down close to Earth's surface and spread into the atmosphere. Oh, it's scary just imagining it. Also, the Earth's strong gravity attracts meteorites around Earth, and they will collide. Eventually, if the Earth gets bigger than it is now, it will be a difficult environment for living things. On the contrary, what will happen if the Earth becomes smaller than it is now? Gravity becomes weaker, so it cannot hold the air that escapes into space. Then, the lack of oxygen makes it difficult for all living things to breathe. I can't breathe just thinking about it. There is also atmospheric pressure, which is the force exerted by the air. If gravity becomes weaker, the air becomes less, and the atmospheric pressure decreases, and water evaporates more easily. Water vapor is formed when water evaporates, and it is split into oxygen and hydrogen when it receives ultraviolet rays from the sun. At this time, light hydrogen leaves Earth, where its gravity is weakened and goes out into space. Eventually, the Earth will gradually run out of hydrogen needed to make water, and it will become very dry. What if Earth were about half the size of what it is now? All the water would have disappeared when it turned 4.6 billion years old. Then no living creatures can live on the Earth. Therefore, the current size of the Earth is perfect for living things to live in. Do you understand that the Earth should not be too big or too small?
What do you think? If I step out of this place just a little bit, or look a little different, it's going to be a big deal, right? By the way, everyone, don't you think I'm too perfect? I'm perfectly positioned in a dramatic, habitable place in this vast universe. I also have as many great friends as I need to protect me from the threat of space. What about the size? I have a perfect body that is neither too big or too small. Could this have all happened by chance? Scientists have no idea how this amazing thing happened. They're still working hard to find the reason. Unfortunately, human beings have not yet been able to understand all the laws and principles of the universe. Even today, the order of the universe is amazingly meticulous and regular, like a very sophisticated system. And that includes you and me. Then, when did the order of this elaborate universe begin?